So Doug Nichols' round continues from Marvel Stadium. Goldstein was heavily favoured by the tap.
And as we'd expect, Trengove has gone back to play on Big Ben Brown.
Bontempelli starting in the middle. Ziggs and Zags gets a little bit closer. It wasn't the best looking kick, but absolutely perfect in terms of the result. And Mitch Wallace pops up.
Bloke's a champion. That was deliberate. Come on, mate.
Just the start that the Kangaroos don't need if it goes through.
Bulldogs have been poor starters this year. They won just one first quarter. That was in round one.
That's another 50. She's in vogue this week.
Didn't watch Dane Rampy last night, where Pittard there has got to his line of the mark, then jumped forward as Mitch Wallace was taking the kick.
The bad news is for North Melbourne, the opening goal has been kicked in under a minute by Mitch Wallace to add to his 2 last week, and the Dogs are off and running regularly this year. Enjoying career-high numbers. Wood stabs it. It was a bit of a nothing kick, and now Johannesson on the fly, and the Bulldogs have got some options. Hunter waited to try and hit a target, and Lloyd, who's in excellent form, pops up and takes the mark.
Tremendous lead by Lloyd.
He was actually the Dogs' second highest metres gained player last week, so it's not just about in front of the goalface for him. Had 16 disposals last week. 15 of them were kicks, and there's one that splits the middle.
Well to mark the ball back, but get it up into a zone where the players are set up.
Lipinski, English, Liberatore, top of the square, maybe beyond. The Bont read the play, running back to goal, and the Dogs level it up.
Just have another look. There it is. Just dropped it down to the defensive side. Good underground handball, and again, smart play by the big man. Oh, put it on the tee.
He did, and he was able to turn McMillan, and that's just picking it up.
And he was all of that and more. Hunter takes them wide and effective to Lloyd, covering the territory. He looks up. Bailey Dale is deep. He's got a lead in the pocket, and it's Suckling just in the corner here.
He could have a crack from here. The end just faded back in, Jared.
Bit of right to left.
Yes.
He's got a bit of the buddies about his kicking,
he
hasn't
has.
he? Look at that. Look at that. Shows very little emotion for kicking such a great goal. And now they get around him, scores a level.
That didn't exist. So it was good use, good lead by Suckling. And kicks a beautiful goal from the pocket. Good shot.
By the Bonto. Smith, McLean, Lipinski keeps it low. Tough one for Norton to handle, though. Tarrant had a bit of the jumper. It pokes inside the 50. An opportunity for Dunkley initially. Now Libba, another crack at the big opening, and this time he lands it for the Bulldogs. And she's level again at Marvel Stadium.
Yeah, it was. It was really solid through here. It was just Aaron Norton getting it forward. You see Luke McDonald having to come off his direct opponent to help try and save the day. And then that's where he was then caught in the middle. Dunkley comes up with the handball. Liberatore then is able to have the shot at goal unopposed because their breakdown defensively there to allow that to happen because Mitch...
Up goes Goldstein. He is having a day out at the moment. And it's the Kangaroos through Davies Uniacke who go forward again. Nice mark taken on this occasion by Crozier.
Been a good player for them. Really good
Since
pick-up.
he played footy with injury in the senior team. Gets an opportunity here to send them inside 50. Equal numbers there. Norton goes off the ground.
Oh.
What a choice. What a kick. Opportunity seized by Aaron Norton. And the margin back to 12.
Jono, things starting to get a little bit nasty, but that was just clever football.
That's the type of football that gets you straight into the forwards club as well, Jared. And North Melbourne were complaining that it might have hit Tarrant's boot there, but 5 rather than going long.
Well, Johannesson does go relatively long. He went to the height of English.
He's
got through to the next line, coming through to try and take the mark, and it's Dunkley.
Up the opposition now, the chance for the Doggies. McLean, little chip kick out, and it's been marked out there by Crozier. Again over the top, they wait. Wallace, whose set shot kicking has improved dramatically in recent times. And he almost missed it. And it was touched through. Is it a behind or touched? It is a behind after the siren. So we go in with North Melbourne leading by 22 points.
They won the territory, and that's got to change, Jono, and they've got to get it in and lock it in.
McRae went super short. Lipinski fed it out wide. Johannesson on the charge. This is where he does his best work. Timing his run. And Johannesson lands an early blow for the Bulldogs.
Ration there with Matty Suckling as well, the shake of the hands, but that's what it is. Off half-back, Johannesson with the launch. He's been good from that position all year in terms of... He's hit the scoreboard himself, he scored assists, a ride up as a general defender. And that's why he's got to get on his bike and go.
So clearly, Polak goes for territory, buys some time. Larkey crashes the pack, cleaned up a couple of his mates, while little Caleb Daniel took the footy and sent it inside 50 to Dunkley.
That's 21 disposals to Caleb Daniel, game high on the match.
Can the Bulldogs break out of there? Not with any conviction. English's hands were terrific. Norton gave one more. Lipinski been in a lot today, and that's one of his best bits of play as he identified what was on offer, and Johannesson gives a gift to Bailey Smith. And the Dogs get one at last.
And he just was able to work through this situation. He gets the handball from Norton, closed up again by Dumont. And Johannesson, who's also had a pretty good quarter for the Western Bulldogs with his run, hands one over to Bailey Smith.
Inside. McLean, the Ducky's head, umpire said play on Liberatore! Yes! Yes! Gets the goal to keep this game alive. Right on the bell. Last play of the third quarter, and it's a 20-point ball game, and the Dogs are back in town.
And then drives long. Higgins was red hot. Career best 16 disposals in that third term. Beaten though by Johannesson. Back for Bontempelli to decide where to go next. It's Dunkley short to English. It's measured beautifully. And English takes the grab.
From the turnovers, they're plus 44 in front in that area. So this is one that they need to address and get a few more turnover goals as well.
To make it 3 in a row, the big ruckman.
Oh.
Perfect English. Back to 14 points. And we have a game on our hands.
A 14-point ball game with a quarter of football to go here. Half an hour of football yet to play, and Bontempelli announces himself to Marvel Stadium, and so does English.
Oh, that is magnificent midfield work. That's where the Bont does his best work. Let's see.
He comes in for 2 in a row, 2 in a minute. English comes in and kicks the goal. Doggies have kicked the last 4.
And they get around Marcus Bontempelli.
He's on the Sharon.
McLean over the top. Bontempelli starting to get into the game. Jared, you called for that at three-quarter time. The kick is inside 50 at the back. Lloyd is into the open goal. Make it 5 in a row. He runs in and kicks it. He kicks the goal. The Dogs are within 2 points.
Own this game. Not apart because it's still very much up for grabs, but gee, he's dragged his club back into it. Stoppage, stoppage, stoppage. The Kangaroos have got to address this.
First 3 quarters.
Bont.
Up to take it. Where next? Spears it. Oh, almost. No mark for Cordy. Play on, though. Still an opportunity. McRae. Perfect delivery for Lloyd.
Well, this is just a totally different game from the Western Bulldogs. Many of us think that they're still alive in this season.
And Lloyd to prosper again. To make it 6 in a row. The Bulldogs are in front. It's happened so quickly.
Been on fire.
Bontempelli's had 6 possessions. He's had 4 score involvements. He's had 3 kicks inside the forward 50. He's had a centre clearance. He's had another clearance. He has been the difference, but can they go all the way?
Richards, McDonald picks it up for the Kangaroos. Daniel, the smallest bloke on the ground, has been a giant in the context of this game today. Hunter, 55 out, controlling the ball. They can't get it, North Melbourne, at the moment. Suckling wanted it. Now little chip kick is a beauty inside, and Lipinski can go back and have a shot. Big kick from 48 metres. That's offline. Still a mark opportunity. Thumped through by the big man in Goldstein. Caught one in the ribs too.
He might give to Suckling here. Yes, he does. If anyone can.
It was well picked up by Kane Turner on the mark then. He read that perfectly.
So the last couple of seconds, the Dogs kick. And there's the siren. And there's Brad Scott. It finishes for him now. his last moments as the coach of the Kangaroos. A bittersweet moment, I'm sure, for him.